Hey guys, how are you? It's Kathy. Oh my gosh, I love coming to you live like this for these calls. I'm so excited that we get to do this way. And I hope you've had a wonderful Tuesday. I certainly did. Anyway, I'll wait for you guys to grab a seat and we'll see who's going to join us this evening. Tuesday University calls. Gosh, we've come a long way, haven't we? Hey, Sandra. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Ashley. Oh, good evening, Lisa, to you also. Yeah. Kat. I haven't heard from you for a while. How's Danielle doing? Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Velma. Nice to see you coming on. Oh, my goodness gracious. I love having you guys. Julie, how are you? And Becky. Becky. Hey, Ashley. Gosh, how are you? Michelle's here also. Oh, Cam, how are you, Cam? Cam is reporting for duty. I love that. Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl, it's Tuesday. Cheryl, it's Tuesday. That would be me. That would be me saying it's Monday. It's Tuesday. Hey, Wendy. Thanks for that. That's sweet, lovely lady. Michelle. Nice to have you join us. Yeah. Oh, Kelly, congratulations on your promotion. How exciting. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I love it when Heidi comes live. Again, we've come a long way from, oh my gosh, from everything. Oh my goodness. The company is setting all kinds of records and we're on the map with technology, and it's just been so fun the last 2 years. I've been celebrating my 2-year anniversary last month, but anyway, I digress a little bit. Oh, Cam, you're going to Madrid. I saw that. Cam, that you're going to Madrid to study Spanish. Oh my gosh, and Spanish art. Yeah, good for you, Cam. You'll have no problem at all getting a job with Spanish as another language, so good for you. Hey, Brittany. How's that daughter of yours? Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, Kelly, that's so sweet of you to say couldn't have done it without me, but you know what? Listen, it's all you. I can give you the ideas and the tips and the techniques and, you know, maybe a little bit of sternness, not with you, but with others at times, but you have to actually do it. So anyway, hey, Valerie. Yeah, oh, Jenny, hey, nice to have you guys on. Okay. Well, typically what I do, and I'm not going to do it tonight because I've got so many things to cover, but just as a tip, a training tip, typically when I come on live with my Coffee with Kathy and, you know, any other live classes that I'm doing, this might be something that you guys take away as a tip this evening. I always wait for everybody to get in their seat, and I say, you know, we're going to wait for everybody to grab a seat, and then I ask questions in either or. So for tonight, what I was going to ask is a question about, for those of you that have small children, and we're not going to answer the questions, but I'm just going to give you an example of what you might want to ask. Well, you know, anyway, just you can ask artificial tree, real tree. You can ask, do you wrap, you know, your presents that Santa Claus brings for the kids, or do you unwrap them? With the holidays, just a lot of things, traditions and things that people want to say, this is how I do it. And so you give them a platform when you go live and, you know, allow them to kind of comment while you're waiting for everybody to arrive into the event and get into their seats. So, so anyway, that might be something that helps you guys out because, you know, I usually sit there and play with my hair or my clothes and things like that, and we're really not allowed to. So anyway, we're not supposed to. So anyway, so that can just kind of get you guys to kind of be a little bit of an icebreaker with my in-home parties, and this is kind of going to go along with the training tonight because I'm going to tell you guys I want to share something with you guys. First of all, I am going to be training you throughout the rest of this month on in-home parties. I really do believe in my heart of hearts that that the reason some of your team members of our field is struggling is because they're trying to run a business, a party plan business during only Facebook parties. And you know what? I have a lot of friends. I'm on a mastermind group, and I have a lot of people on that group that are high-level consultants in other companies, and they just believe that what got them to where they were, the paycheck, the team growth, the opportunity to, help people pay for braces and prom dresses, and all the things that this extra income helps people with under the umbrella of direct sales, that they could not have done it through Facebook parties. So I believe that we're going to take a turn of the calendar, go into 2018 and beyond. I love that Buzz Lightyear. It's such a great analogy. I love it. But we're going to be doing that with in-home parties. So for those of you that are listening to the call, that maybe you just for whatever reason you just don't believe in them, I'm just gonna really ask you to open your mind up, embrace the fact that women buy from women. And they do that because of the relationship. They share their most innermost thoughts and concerns when it comes to skincare and family members and husbands, and they share this with you when they're looking at you, when they're looking at your eyes, when you have the chance to put your arm and your hand on them. Again, that's what the party plan is all about. It's making connections in an environment where people are shoulder to shoulder, and they're just sharing from their hearts. And again, your face, your body language, that all makes such a difference with our type of business. So again, I'm just going to kind of clear the clutter and let you know that the rest of this year, the rest of this month and year, all my training is going to be on in-home parties for the month of January and the month of February. So I'm just going to put that out there for you. And I did over 7,000 parties, in-home parties with Pampered Chef. And I have to tell you, it would have never been the same connection. I would have never stayed the entire 21 years if it was strictly social media. So not that social media isn't good. That's the dessert. But the entree, the main dish, the way you are going to pay your bills and make that networking really happen is through in-home parties. So enough about that. All right, so the call tonight is it's a two-part call. The first part I'm gonna spend a little bit of time, and I only have 30 minutes. I'm telling you, it's 9:07 already. So anyway, but I'm gonna try really hard. So what I've decided to do is a couple things. First of all, I'm gonna have a lot more of these live calls throughout the weeks leading up to January. They're going to be very strategically placed, where you're going to be able to, need to know when I give the call, the training, you're going to be able to use them. So I'm going to be drilling down into word choices and scripting for you, and that will come. We're going to actually land all that information in this group, the event that I created for tonight's call. It's called The Finish Line. Is just the beginning. Planning for 2018, Finish Strong. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've already put some information in there, and so I want to make sure that we can keep this information I'm going to be training you on and sharing. And I would love for the leaders that are listening to this call, whether you're live tonight with me or you're coming back and listening to the recording, I would love it if you would come in live to this event and share some of your experiences with your past, team and your past business, etc. And remember, it's in-home experiences that I want you guys to be sharing and asking questions about. So if you have any questions about your Facebook parties, you go over to the mock Facebook group, and that's where those are going to be stored. But for the purpose of continuing along the line of getting your January strong, we're going to stay in this event. And I welcome any comments, any ideas, any suggestions, questions. And for those of you that are leaders, I would love for you to come in and do some live training in there, since this is where hopefully your team's going to reside for the next several weeks. All right, so the two parts tonight is, first of all, the first part of this call is finishing your using your December wisely. So what I'd like to do is I'd like just for you guys to take a few minutes over the next week or 10 days. And I want you to reflect on what brings you joy in your business. I really want you to put some music on, light a candle, sit down and really have a reflective time and think back of 2017. What brought your joy? What are some of the things that you are, so excited about, a sense of accomplishment? Ask yourself, write down, maybe start a journal. And your journal could be what you're going to be using in 2018 by having a snapshot of what you're reflecting on for 2017. So 2018, you can certainly journal and continue to take that journey with that journal. But a couple things is that, again, ask yourself, what about your business is bringing you joy? And I want you to reflect on that. And I also want to ask yourself, what were your wins? Maybe the top 3 wins that you had. Now, this is all business related, so it's definitely relationship connection, your leader, your customers, the whole, picture, if you will. So what were your wins? Maybe the top 3 wins. What are you the most proud of? What do you think that you have room for accomplishment? What are some of the things that you could do differently? And again, it's not a time to beat yourself up, but it's really a time to reflect back and say, if only, or, now that I have a second chance. Because one of the things about direct sales guys, when we talk about restarting is so easy to do in a direct sales model. I mean, a new catalog, a new product, a new turn from one year to another. Those are all great opportunities for you to jumpstart your business. So for those of you that are listening, maybe you were just personal users, or maybe you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, there's really money that you could be making every month here. And the answer is yes, there is. And a lot of people use their money for really just everyday needs for every day. So if you're in that position or that situation, you want to be able to restart and jumpstart and come into 2018 and model what a direct sales business looks like. And you guys have heard me talk about the 30-day model. I strongly believe that with 30 days and 4 parties, you as a consultant, as a leader, you set up a success for that is 60 days and 90 days down, because that model that you are creating in those 30 days, of course you look at it as a 30-day, but you go back and you look at it weekly, and then from the weekly you break it down into daily. So sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes we take a look at this big chunk and say, okay, how can I make this happen? I actually had a call with a leader today, and I said, your goals are too big. What you want to do is you want to break them down into what you want to accomplish each day and see those results. So yes, you do look at like maybe a 90-day, but from that 90-day, you break it down into monthly. From monthly, you break it down into weekly. From weekly, you break it down into daily. And with daily, it gives you permission to say, I didn't do what I was supposed to today, but I'm going to go ahead and double up tomorrow. That's the beauty of daily goals type of thing. So again, reflect on your wins. What are you the most proud of? Is there room for improvement? And what do you want to do more of? What do you want to do less of? And again, you want to make these types of comments in your journal, make them empowering statements. Nothing that should make you feel bad. It's, I am going to change. And if you have a leader that you are connected to, I would absolutely recommend that you just set up maybe a 10-minute call with her or him, and you go over your journal. And it's not that, when I say have her or him hold you accountable, it's not that you want them to bug you. It's just that this is something they can perhaps see that they may have had struggles with, or maybe it's their strength. And that connection you make with that leader really starts to happen when she starts to hear your heart and understand what are these things that you're going back through over this past year. I mean, it's really a perfect time for reflection. So that would be like the heart tug. Again, it's your 2015 year in review. Now, you also want to ask yourself, your goals. What were your goals? If you had some, how close did you get? A lot of times the incentive trip is just the perfect goal to have. How close are you to that incentive trip? And even if you miss it, just think about it this way, and it's not too late to go for that, because if you happen to miss it, you have set yourself up for such strong skill sets where you are then, having that, rolling into the remainder of your business. And you have a very strong work ethic, really. And this, by the way, guys, don't minimize the fact that this is performance-based pay. Every time you perform something, it adds to that paycheck. And it's just the little things that you perform that you will see eventually, getting that paycheck to where you're actually helping your family out and being able to use that as a way to have those finances look a little healthier in 2018. All right, a couple other things that you want to make sure is that you have your 2018 calendar. You want to mark off the dates that you have available to work. Now, this is a family affair. You will want to get to your family, sit down and say, I'm planning my calendar, get as many things up front as possible where schedules, you and your husband have agreed how many parties you'll do each week. Maybe you have a show night and that's the night you all agree that mom will do her parties. Now listen, if something happens, it's okay because you've already gotten this buy-in with your family. So if all of a sudden, Johnny's game gets rescheduled from a Wednesday to a Thursday and Thursday is your party night, you simply just say to Johnny, oh, honey, I am so sorry. It just, scheduled that way. I need to ask your permission to miss this particular game. There are always compromises, and you're allowing your family, especially if you do this up front, to understand that this is something that you have given your word to that host, right? Or to your team if you have a team meeting that night. And that's important for them to understand that your word is your bond and that this is a business model that you have set up. So again, mentally picture your calendar, mentally have it laid out how many parties you want to do, and think about that, and then sit down with that calendar with your family. The other thing is organize your office. This is time to be throwing out any unnecessary papers. Take your products, inspect them, clean them. A lot of times it might be the time where you don't like the way that you can visually see what you're running low on. So maybe even go into the community group and ask, how do you guys store your catalogs? How do you store your products where you can see you're running low on things? I had mentioned before, speaking of running low, that you can take empty bottles to your parties, absolutely, to your vendor events, and then you take the little samples from home office with spatulas to let people sample, because they don't need to see a full-size real jar. They just need to be able to sample it. And so that's a way to be able to keep those empty jars nice and fresh looking, and yet make sure you have the samples stacked of the jars that are going to be empty. So anyway, that was just a little tip. Maybe you have used lap boards. I always train you to use lap boards, the 3-ring binders that you cut out the spine. Make sure they're clean. Sometimes handprints and things like that. So go through and re-inspect those. At recruiting packets, now's the time to make all your copies. Don't run low. If you use something for your Think About It packets, make sure all your Think About It packets are made ahead of time. They're stored, that you just pick them up, you put them in your carry-all, and you're set to go. Your extra host packets. If you don't have a system for follow-up, this is the time to find out what is the best system for follow-up. I'm a paper calendar girl. I love paper calendars, but some people like electronic calendars. However, with the calendar that you're going to be scheduling your parties, for you to be able to visually see them and your family to be able to look at that calendar, you will want to think about having a paper calendar. All right, let me see. Consider using a color dot system on your family calendar, that if you put something on your refrigerator, make sure that you have that on there. Let me check your supplies. Let me see. So, again, go through your office, look and see what you love, what you not love, and now's the time to really, this is what I believe. Every single day that you touch your business, no matter what you do, empowers you, makes you feel like you have a business. So when you walk away and you come back, what happens is you've got to say, okay, where was I? So just schedule yourself every day to do something. Again, what you find is your family all of a sudden looks at you as a business owner. And if you don't have something where you're scheduling yourself each day to do something with your business, your family says, well, I think mom does, or I think she still does that, or, I don't know if she does parties anymore, or something like that. You should be bragging. You should have bragging rights that this is the kind of things that you guys are having with your business, right? All right, so I just wanted to kind of give you a chance to, the first part of this call is to look at those kind of opportunities, with your business, with your reflecting back, the other thing is now with Facebook Lives and Messenger Lives, you guys can share what your office looks like, with your file system, everything like that. You can share visually and be able to, have some peer help, if you will. All right. So now the second part of the call is, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm running out of time. Okay, listen, have your calendar open for business. You control your calendar. Do not allow your customers control your calendar. You want to do something called front loading your calendar. Now, front loading your calendar means the first 2 weeks of every calendar month, you want to be able to build the most bookings, the most parties in that first 2 weeks. Because if you have a party on the 2nd, you will have no problem at all saying to those guests at the party that you're at, the show that you're at, or the event, listen, I have 2 more dates left the end of this month. And for those of you that take those dates, I have a really special treat for you. This is what it is. And you can book within that month if you front load the first two weeks of that month. So again, we'll talk about how to front load, but one of the best things to do is to offer a product at the price of the show date. For example, of course, January 2nd, you're not going to want to book, but let's say your first date that you want to book is a 7th. Take a look at a product in our product line that's pretty significant, that it's one of the things that our host always chooses, your host always chooses, and offer it for $7. Now, again, you're only going to be doing this to front load your top part of your calendar. So let's say, for example, you want to do 2 parties a week. Well, then you offer 4 of those specials at $7. Now, again, the difference is, again, it's a reinvestment of your business, but you get $30 an hour when you do an in-home party. Now, again, we're talking about in-home parties, and you get a chance to be able to be in front of a lot more people. So that the price difference in the $7 and what you actually are spending for that product, it can be the difference in your 2018 calendar being strong or not. So think about front loading the first 2 weeks of the business. Now, this is not home office sponsored. I don't want anybody to get confused about. You just want to make sure you pick a bestseller, what you sold the most of, or what your leader says, this is what I sell the most of, and this is why. Because what you sell the most of, especially if you're new, may not be what is that appealing to people. So again, it's got to be a bestseller. Make sure you're offering something fun like a white sale. Now, a white sale would be, and I'm giving you these kind of choices because, at the end of this call, I'm going to share with you what home office is going to be doing for your hosts. So I want to make sure that you're getting excited about what you're going to be doing for your host, because then I'm going to close this call with what home office is offering for your host. So stay put, don't leave me, stay put. So you could do a white sale. I love a white sale because everybody does a white sale. Everybody does that. And so what I do is I say to my host, listen, I'm offering a white sale in January. I don't know if you had a chance to experience that, last year or not, or I'm not sure if you sat through one of my parties or whatever like that. But you say, so when your guests arrive, it's an attendance only special. Everyone that attends your party, when we go through the catalog, they're going to be marking up the items that are white, and they're going to get a 10% discount, or you can say they're going to get a discount on those. They're going to shop until they drop because of the discount. So you're going to be having a fun way of saying, this is what I'm offering the month of January. It's our white sale. You can have a mom's timeout party. Listen, The moms have been with their kids all holiday time, so now it's time for them to get around their friends. And I know some of you guys are thinking, Kathy, nobody has any money. Honestly, that couldn't be furthest from the truth, because people do have money in the holidays. My experience is that people take take things back to the mall, take things back to the store. And I don't know if you've seen the stores after the holidays, but they are trashed, and there's nothing half decent to be able to use that money for. And usually they give you cash back, or they give you back on your credit card. So again, the most important thing is you give them the chance to say, you've been spending money on everybody else, now it's time to spend money on you. It's an investment into your health. It's an investment into a skincare class, learning how to take care of your skin and what products will make the most difference into 2018 for you and your friends. So again, don't hesitate thinking, I don't know if they have enough money, because they certainly do have a lot of money at the end of the year. Okay. And the other thing is, women need relief. Listen, it's so stressful. At this time of year, I'm stressed out. I'm so pinching my pennies. I'm wondering, who I'm going to spend on, what I'm going to spend on. Everybody goes through the same thing. And even a lot of my friends, they're renting dresses because they don't want to spend the money on party dresses. This is all the things that women are going through, guys. So after the first of the year, you give them just a breath of fresh air to say, just come. I love that pop-up idea. They pop in to go to see what's popping up in January at your home, right? Or if you have a friend, do an at-home friend. So again, and again, they're going to be looking forward to you telling them what's going on after the first of the year. Do not ask. You always invite. You always say, I'd love to invite you to grab a few friends and experience a white sale with lemongrass spa products. So again, you can do that. The other thing is, make sure you are offering something special for repeat hosts. Now, repeat hosts can be January and February, because someone might have been crazy busy in January, so they had to move to February, but they might have much preferred to have a January date. So look at your January and your February. And listen, the reason I say that you want to do something special with repeat hosts is because, would you ever go to the same movie twice? No, I've already seen that movie. So when you talk to your past host, you want to say, oh my goodness gracious, last year we did this. You are not going to believe what we're doing this year for you and your friends. That's why I love something called a 5 with 5. The 5 with 5 is so fun because, and it stems back to my days with Pampered Chef, where we would call our host and we would say, listen, we've got a new program that we're introducing. Now, when I say we, I don't say home office, but I say we, and yes, we makes it sound like it's home office, but I think that's okay because we're all part of the Lemongrass Spa community, right? So I would call those hosts and I'd say, listen, we're introducing a new concept, a new program, a new theme, if you will, in January. It's called a 5 with 5. And I thought of you immediately. Would you like to hear more about it? Would you like to hear more about it? And it's like, yes, Kathy, I would. And I said, well, what we've decided to do, we've decided to invite a host to date put a date on her calendar and invite 5 friends. Now, in order to get 5, you might have to invite 10, but we only want 5 friends there. Do you think you can do something like that? Is this something you'd be interested in? You're going to get a special gift for being one of those hosts, and your 5 friends, I show up with a special gift for them. Now listen, it is so fun because what happened is my host called and she said, we've got a problem. And I'm thinking she's going to say she couldn't get 5 people. And she's going to say, you told me to ask 10, thinking only 5 would show up. And Kathy, I've got 7 coming. So, I mean, first of all, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a good problem. So I had to think quick on my feet. She was the first one that told me that. And so I took a few minutes and I said, oh, you know what, no problem. I'll make sure that I have 7 gifts. So I'll be prepared. Oh my gosh, thanks so much. I'm looking forward to meeting 7 of your friends. So again, the fact that she only had to have 5 people, all of a sudden she was like, oh, well, yeah, I know 5 people, because we have a tendency to just really say, invite everybody. Half the people will show up, etc. But if you do a 5 with 5, she is so excited about it. And again, it's just a new twist on how we're going to offer something for January. Now, listen, The other thing to keep in mind this month is all the stores are offering bounce back coupons. Now, your bounce back coupons have to take place now. So it absolutely could be a party theme where your host sets the date, and then everybody that she invites gets a bounce back coupon in the mail. You could set it with a cute invitation. And I actually saw that Bath and Body Works has bounce back coupons. Now, their bounce back coupons I found very interesting is they have one where it's 20% off the entire purchase, but it's in stores only. So you could absolutely do that as an attendance only special, where you talk to your host that you're going to be doing a bounce back special for everyone that attends, and you could absolutely do it where it's going to be a skincare class where you're going to teach everybody how to, take better care of their skin now that the holidays and the stress is over. So you definitely attach it to a theme. And by the way, guys, I know I don't like the word party, and I know we are a party plan. The reason why I don't like the word party is I think you attach yourself to that word and you are stuck. You say, would you like to do a party with me? Or would you like to invite your friends to a party? And then you stop. You get stuck on that word party. And I don't want you to get stuck on it. That's why I'm thinking, don't use the word party. Don't use the word booking. Definitely don't use the word booking. But if you like the word party, like a spa party, listen, this is what you're going to do. We're going to have a spa party theme in January, and this is what I'm going to be offering your friends at that spa party. So say the word spa party, I don't care about that, but I want you then to say we're going to be offering hand spa experiences, and everybody that shows up will take home a cute pair of gloves. How does that sound? Would your friends like to experience a way, and we'll teach them how to take care of their hands? Now, again, we need to be in teachable moments. We need to have teachable times at the parties. So you always have to round that conversation out to say, this is what I'm going to teach them. This is what they're going to experience. And we just don't do it. We use the word party for some reason. So I always like to use the word event. These are the events that I'm offering, and then I label them my themes. And I want you guys to use the word party if you can get past that stick of party and, and go beyond. It's Buzz Lightyear. Let's go beyond that word party. So again, so these bounce back coupons you could absolutely use now. And what I love about this is if you decide to use these bounce back coupons now, you can say, and by the way, in January, they are doubled for our hosts, which means if you invite your friends over and let them experience a winter facial or a winter spa hour where we're going to do hand spas, or a winter skincare class, or a winter foot spa, then you will be able to double this, right? So again, you can offer some fun things with these bounce back coupons, but listen, these bounce back coupons are so incredibly popular that I want us to be part of that trend of people wanting something different that they're going to save on, that they're going to get deals with. Coupons have always been huge. You clip them and you give them, right? You clip them and give them. All right. So the bounce backs coupons, look for booths and fairs, expos. Listen, bridal expos are huge, and so are home improvement expos. And listen, I know that you were thinking, home improvement expos aren't exactly our forte, but they are, because our hand soaps, the things that actually set in the bathrooms, the bars of soap, things like that, we're absolutely part of that. So again, we can get creative with those home expos. The key is to get excited about what we offer and how we can make that commercial sound so appealing for those friends that we're talking to, the past hosts, your VIP customers, etc. Okay. The other thing is, when you're circling to your customers now, and let's say it's been somebody you haven't talked to in a while. People ask me all the time, Kathy, I haven't talked to my customers in a while. No worry, in 2018 and beyond, we are going to have a whole new way of treating our customers. No worry at all. But if you haven't had that concept, you might want to say something like, and this is kind of like cementing your relationship. So you are thinking of them and making them realize you're thinking about them. Listen, Mary, I've had you on my mind. What are you looking for from our product line from 2017 that we might be able to help you experience in 2018. That's why I love, and so did you hear what I said? I've had you on my line. That's why I love, one of the ideas that I gave you in that event group was a favorite things party. I love the fact, I'm not a fan of Oprah. I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan of Oprah. However, I do love the fact that she does a favorite things event in her studio audience. One year, it was the Pampered Chef's Batter Bowl, and she put the batter bowl under everybody's seat, and they reached down and held that batter bowl. It was one of her favorite things. So again, this would be a theme party for you. And what I love about the favorite themes theme party is the fact that it's your favorite things. And did you know some of the things that are your favorites, your customers are wanting to know? What are your favorites? Is this something that could be one of my favorites? And of course, if it's your favorite, it's going to be one of their favorites because it's your favorite. So again, you might want to do something like, my favorite things party. Do it at your home, or do it, get a girlfriend, or, give the opportunity for somebody to host the very first time. Listen, if you don't ask, it's always a no. So you will always want to say, you know what? I don't know if I've ever asked you. If you wanted to do something with your friends in January, I'm doing a favorite things party. I'd love to be able to bring my favorite things to your house, grab a few of your friends, and you'll find some new favorites and let them come up with some new favorites. And you could do some fun testing, where they have little testers and things like that. I mean, there's so many great ways of having us think outside the box when it comes to parties. All right. And also give back. One of the things that I wanted to share, and this call is going to go over, I am so sorry, but I need to share with some of you guys. One of the things that I love about giving back is, the fact that there are so many people out there, families and organizations that we can give back to. I mean, one of the things that I helped somebody with recently is she was working with an organization that was giving coats to small children, coats for kids. And what we decided to do is build a basket. And the build a basket was 2 different price ranges for baskets. Now, she wasn't there to have people build a basket, although I love that idea, but you'd have to keep inventory, so I don't love that idea. But what we came up with is she'd have 2 baskets priced, and depending on what they wanted to spend, they would have a clipboard and they would go through and customize with our, different scents and fragrances, not fragrances, you know what I mean, scents. And they would be able to build that basket by customizing the products that could be customized. And then she would place the orders, she would shrink wrap and make the basket look beautiful. And she would, then, the organization had everybody come and pick up their pre-basket. Well, a spin-off on that would be, you could use that at any time, but a spin-off on that came from actually one of my Pampered Chef friends, and they did a blessing bag. And the blessing bag really is right up our alley, where you could connect with a 31 consultant, and she would be selling at a discount the bag, and you would be helping them fill it with our products, and it would be a blessing bag for women's shelters, or for even, places where kids are, for the homeless shelters where they have children, with the lip balms and things like that. So, and honestly, that blessing bag concept just took off. I saw it posted, and I saw how many people were saying, and it was a flat rate, included the basket, included the bag, blessing bag, included the bag and the products. But we have a chance to really do something like this, where you have it at your home and you have people, shopping for these bags, for what goes inside the bags. But anyway, so I think giving back is something that we really need to take a stronger and more serious look at. Kudos to Stephanie and kudos to Wendy for, thinking about, our military and thinking about our heroes, but we could do something individually. So I think it's really, an opportunity at 2018 for us to look closer. I'm going to be interviewing Laura Mast. I hope I'm Laura Mast. Anyway, on Saturday at Coffee with Kathy, she had a $7,000 fundraiser. You're going to hear firsthand how she did it. and it was just amazing. And we need to be looking at more of those type of things. Okay, so back to the to the booking ideas. All right, so treat out of time to give back. You know, again, I really just think, you know, I'm running out of time. I think the most important thing, guys, that we understand is January is a time where people are looking at making life changes. And what better time than for us to come in and rescue them? And we have, listen, we have the chemist lab coat on. I'm just going to say it that way. We know what to look for on those labels of those products that they're picking up off the shelves, and they're just not understanding. We need to take that opportunity to do far more education, and we need to feel that that is one of the things that we offer and not shy away from it. Because yes, it is about selling, but it's really about offering lifestyle changes and solutions for things that people don't even realize could happen if they don't make better choices. And you know, I mean, look at all the things that happen after the first of the year. They quit smoking, they go on a diet, they join the health club. These are all things that people do because they're more intent on making themselves a better person. Well, we know that we have that opportunity to be that person to come in and you know, and be part of that, of those choices. All right. Okay, I am now going to end with the fun part of our call. Listen, you guys know, of course, that every year we have something special for our host. You know that, right? Well, this year, it's no different. So Heidi has given me the opportunity, in fact, actually, because Heidi told me about it, I think she had to give me the opportunity. She knows I'm not really good at keeping secrets. So what she did is, she said, okay, Kathy, you can go ahead and share it on your call on Tuesday night. So first of all, Bethany, our beautiful Bethany, just created the most gorgeous graphics for us for the opportunity that our host is being given in January. Now listen, this is going to change the way someone thinks about spending as when she's shopping for her personal things that her personal shopping. It is absolutely, and that's why you need to go back to your past hosts, because no matter what month what month they were past hosts, they need to feel that specialness to say, I thought about you. You were such a great host. I don't know if you're least bit interested, but I needed to let you know what's going on. So first of all, look, let me get some hearts. You guys see this? You guys see this? Ring in the new year with 50% more host rewards. Where are those hearts? Let's get those hearts going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. So what you're going to find is, look at the difference in the cash. Look at the difference in that cash. And make sure you guys can see. Look. Look at that. That's amazing. That is absolutely going to change the way everyone that looks at our product line and wants to be able to clear the clutter, ditch and switch, change their whole concept about what they're choosing, when they're going to choose it, how they're going to choose it. Listen, it's just the way, it's the reason, the way, the how, the why that we want to take this message and get it out to our hosts. Now, I have a feeling some of you are probably sitting there wondering, is there any other specials for January? But this is what I feel. This is how I feel. And again, 21 years of doing parties, I think I've got a little bit of credibility here. Right now, what we at the home office want to do is we want to equip you with a way to get bookings on your calendar. So that is the theme parties, it's the scripts, it's the excitement, it's the knowledge that it's the understanding that you have the knowledge, that you know what everyone is needing, and you get out there and offer that in an in-home environment with samples and testing and fun, different ways that women and men will want to get together. Once we get that through this month, once we get through that, you've got your calendar filled, which you will, then, and I can't tell you the date, I don't think you're gonna have to wait until month end, but until you do spend that time with these themes, with this extra cash, we are gonna hold off. The January specials will be announced, but not yet. So please, I don't want you guys to say, did I miss it? When are they coming? When are they being announced? We don't want you guys to focus on the guest or bonus items in January, because without hosts, you don't have bodies. You don't have people to give those specials to. So right now, we want to make sure we equipped you with the best reasons, commercials, ideas to get this month into your conversation and everything you're doing this month to get your January and your February. And I do say February because there are a lot of individuals that will say to you, you know what, January is just not a good day. You say, oh my gosh, no problem at all. Let me tell you what I have open in February. And that's why you have to have your calendar ready, because in February, you're going to want to be able to say, oh my goodness gracious, in February, we're doing a in and out. I do an in and out month. So it's out with what's going to be discontinued and in with what is going to be introduced. So again, that's a whole nother type of theme. All right. So that's just some of the conversation I wanted to have with you guys tonight. I know I flew through a lot of things, but I promise you, you can count on me to stay with you every step of the way. If you need verbiage, I'm here for you. If you need graphics, well, I'm not real good at graphics, but I'm here for you. So let's see if we have any questions before I sign off, and see if you guys had any special questions for me. Now remember, we're going to stay in that event. That finish line is just the beginning event that I created for tonight. That's where I'm going to stay put as far as adding all the the ideas and the topics and the conversations. And this is just for in-home parties. That's the only thing that we're going to be focusing on at this time, where I'm going to be giving you information and help and things like that. These are your in-home parties. Everything that has to do with Facebook is in your mock group. But I truly do believe, because we are a party plan, that sometimes is the difference in you getting a paycheck and you not getting a paycheck, and you having a frustrated host and you not having a frustrated host. So I really want to be able to bring us back to the experience people are going to have with our products in 2018, January and February especially. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. And Wendy, I'd love for you, girl, to come into this event at any time and do a video. You're such a heart tug type of person. I think you'll resonate with a lot of individuals. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello. Hey. Oh, Jocelyn, you could be super late. That's fine. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, Beth says that she's military, currently stationed in Korea, and the reason I joined is to help with the cost of our adoption. Beth, listen, I'm going to even try not to cry when you talk about that. I can't tell you how many people I was able to help with Pampered Chef with adoption, because it is huge chunk of money that couples don't have. And again, when you hear my call on Saturday, Call with Kathy, you will see when you help individuals for fundraising, it takes on a whole different meaning than if you work with an organization. I'm not saying we shouldn't be working with an organization, but I'm telling you, it's just the community that bonds and circles them is just amazing. And yet we don't spend enough time figuring out who those individuals are. And that's so important for us to get that news out, for us to be the roving reporter to have our antenna in an up mode where we are saying who out there. And again, it doesn't mean that you post on Facebook. It means that you start talking to friends and you start saying, this is what my heart is going towards in 2018. If you know of anyone, you just have those conversations and you become known for the individual that helps families, right? So again, I think it's really, oh my gosh, Beth, it's so, yeah, Teresa, the blessing bag for women's shelters. Again, this is something that, again, I really think it's something that's so needed. I really do. And listen, after the first of the year, I will tell you also, after the first of the year, there are going to be a lot of families struggling because credit card debt is something that keeps people up at night. And there's going to be credit card debt for families that just did not want to go without. So that's why we want to offer the consultant opportunity. Every single time you talk to someone, you should be extending an invitation. You should be, again, just letting them know that it's something. Tell them your story. Walk them through a day in the life of you and how Lemongrass Spa has changed your focus, your life, your finances, whatever, and invite them to take a closer look at direct sales through Lemongrass Spa. I mean, it's still the direct sales umbrella, but you're allowing them to come through on your team with your connection. I just really worry that that we're not out there enough extending that invitation. Listen, they can say no, but it's always a no if you don't at least ask. Yep. All right, let's see any other questions. Oh, Rachel, thank you. Okay, you want to see the 50% flyer again? I certainly will. We're going to actually post it. So I'm not holding it hostage, I promise. First of all, this is the front, the top. Isn't that beautiful? Yep. And then this. And again, I've got it. I've got it as a file. I've got it as a file. How exciting. Look at the cash. Look at the cash. And listen, this is a personal shopping experience you're offering someone. It's their personal shopping experience. And you guys might want to offer something. I'm always like, I'm a carrot dangler. If somebody dangles a carrot, I'm like, oh, why not? I might as well try it. I have nothing to lose. Your host, women are just like that generally. So some of the things that we'll be talking about in this group is how you can add additional value to this by attendance. I mean, I would never do it with sales because your host, bless her heart, she doesn't have control over sales, but she sure has control over who shows up because the two of you work together. And if it's a good incentive where you're saying, if you have 10 people, I'm going to give you an extra and you can decide on what extra and make it extra cash. Because if you add an extra product, it could be a product she never even wanted unless, of course, you ask her. But my feeling is if she's excited about this cash, and once you get her onto your calendar with this additional cash that she's going to be shopping with, then give her another reason to have 10 people because you're going to add some additional cash to it. And again, we'll talk about this. This is just more information I know that I'm sharing. I've been on the call for far too long. I apologize. And we will talk about this again and again and again. It's not a topic that we're gonna leave to the side because I really do believe that there are, as Pamela Miller, she did great where she did steps. When you get this, you'll get this. When you get this, you'll get this. Listen, give your host, give her opportunities to earn additional things that do come out of your pocket. But if she's earned them, it means you're getting commission on it. It means if she's getting more cash because she's got 10 people, that means you might go from a 6-person party to a 10-person party, right? I mean, you don't give it to her unless she has 10 people. However, if she doesn't have a way to get 10 people or reason, she won't do it. Anyway, so that's just, some of my ideas. I'm the carrot queen. I'm the carrot queen. I love dangling quick carrots because I'm so incentivized by them. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead. Jen says, praising God for the blessing of lemongrass spa. I had no idea the blessing that I was being given by saying yes, Jen. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you guys got to remember, somebody asked you if you were interested, invited you to take a closer look. Now you need to pay it forward. You need to say, And that's really what all you'll be doing is, you know what, I never want to hold this back. I want the gift that somebody gave to me, I would like to give it to you. And by giving it to them, you're just extending an invitation to take a closer look. You're not saying sign. You're not saying join. It's, I'd love to give you the same gift somebody gave me. This is how it's changed my life. And that's the conversation you have. I mean, how could you feel bad or pushy about that conversation? So anyway, I'm excited about other things that are coming up in January. But right now, we are the most excited about getting all of your calendars excitingly booked with some fun parties. I mean, we're just going to be having so much fun. We're going to break the mold. We're not even going to look like a typical direct sales company ever again because of all the different ways that we are advertising what we offer. And I can't wait to be part of that. And as I said, you guys can always count on me. All right, thanks so much for being with me tonight. And Heidi, if you're watching this, I do apologize for going over the 30 minutes that I typically know that I am supposed to take. But anyway, I love you guys so much. All right, have a great rest of your night, and we will post the flyer. I promise, I've got it. We'll post it right after I get off this call. All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a great night. All righty, bye.